Good morning, welcome to Mylapur Kitchens. This is Shubha here. We haven't done a video in a while because I've been traveling and all that. Today is Sunday, so we have our Sunday menu today. It's going to be chow chow sambar, beetroot rasam, and cabbage and peas poriyal, and ridge gourd togel. That is Pirkanga togel. So let's start. I like to pre-soak the tamarind. This is for sambar. The size is of a small lemon sized, that should do, and then puli for rasam. That would be about a small gooseberry sized, or even lesser, a very small gooseberry, that should do. And salt, about that much for sambar, and a little less for rasam. And we'll soak it and heat it up for about 5 minutes, so it's easy to extract the tamarind water. So we have the puli and salt for sambar heating up here, and I have the rasam one over there. I have pre-soaked the dal for sambar. This is about 1 cup of tur dal, and we have beetroot chopped for rasam, and chow chow chopped for the sambar. I'll be heating this up. I'll be pressure cooking this with turmeric powder, 2 whistles. I'll be pressure cooking the beetroot as well for the rasam, about 2 to 3 whistles. And this is the ridge gourd, or the I'm sorry, what's that called? Pirkangai chopped into tiny pieces. I'll be sauteing this in oil for the togel. For the Pirkanga togel, I have chana dal, about a tablespoon, urad dal, and about 8 or 9 red chilies. I'm going to fry these in a little bit of oil. I'm using coconut oil. You can use any oil you want. So we'll fry these till the color changes here. And then the pirkangai or the ridge gourd also has to be fried. And we will grind these along with tamarind and jaggery and salt and a little bit of coriander leaves. For the togel also, I like to soak the tamarind because it's easy to grind it if it's a little soft. So I'm going to add a teeny bit of water, and I'm going to heat that up for a couple of minutes. And this is getting fried here. The color has to change. Take care not to burn it. I have the dals roasted for the togel. That's chana dal, urad dal, and red chilies. I have a little bit of tamarind soaking here for the togel, and this is the ridge gourd chopped into small pieces. I'm adding that to a pan as well. My chow chow is done. I'm switching that off, and saute this with oil till the color changes and it becomes soft. You can add salt at this stage, or you can add it later. I like to do it later because I go wrong with the quantity, because this reduces, so I prefer to do it later. So the pirkanga is almost cooked here. I'll wait for it to change color a little bit more. That's just pirkanga and some oil, and I'm going to transfer all this to a mixie. So the pirkanga is cooked. I'm adding that to the mixie as well. It's become almost 1/3 of the initial quantity. A little bit of salt, that should do, I think. Yeah, that should do. And a little bit of jaggery. The tamarind is already added. We don't want it too sweet. So I'll add a little bit of coriander, chopped coriander, and grind it just before we eat. So we'll leave this here. Now I'll get the sambar and the rasam started. Let's get the sambar started. I've got the big kalchatti here and the smaller one here for rasam. I'm adding the cooked chow chow along with the water. And I've got the tamarind water extracted. I'm adding all of that. This already has salt added, so we don't need to add salt again. And I have sambar podi from Mylapur Kitchen. I will add heaped 3 spoons. 3 heaped spoons of sambar podi. You don't need to add anything else to this. And some jaggery. About that much of jaggery. Now I'm going to just let that cook. I will do the tadka later. Now for the rasam, I'm going to add all of the tamarind water that I have here. And I've got rasam podi from Mylapore Kitchens. 1 heaped spoon is enough. The rasam podi is not very spicy. It's got black pepper and red chilies, but it's still not very spicy. So I am adding homemade red chili powder, 1 spoon. That already has salt added. I have the beetroot pressure cooked here. I'm going to add the water there. And the rest of the beetroot has to be ground in the mixie. And then I'll add that as well. So yeah, I'm going to grind that in the mixie and we'll come back to this. I have the beetroot pressure cooked and pureed here. I'm going to add that right into the rasam. It's a smooth puree, so you can add it, the whole thing. Now we'll let the rasam cook gently, not on high heat. We've added tamarind water, pureed beetroot, 1 spoon of rasam podi and 1 spoon of red chili powder, salt, and I forgot the jaggery, I think. So let's do a little bit of jaggery for the rasam as well. There. And sambar has pressure cooked chow chow, tamarind, salt, jaggery, and 3 spoons of sambar powder from Mylapore Kitchens. So let this cook for about 10-15 minutes. And I have the togel ready to be ground just before we eat. I'll add a little bit of coriander leaves into that. About that much fresh coriander. And that's that. I have my irumbu chetti, or the cast iron kadai going on here. Coconut oil, little bit. You just need for tadka. We'll wait for that to heat. In the meantime, the rasam is almost done, so I'll add dal. I have the pressure cooked dal here. I'm going to take just a little bit for rasam. You don't need too much. That much. And then dilute it with some water. Mix that well. And that goes into the rasam. I'll let that cook for a couple of minutes and then do the tadka and switch it off. We are done with the rasam. And the sambar is almost done too, if you can look into it. It's reduced, it's bubbling. Let's add the dal. This is pressure cooked tur dal. I've cooked 1 full cup. That's enough for sambar and rasam. Let's check the consistency here. Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, that's about right. The oil is hot now. I'm going to add a little bit of mustard seeds. A little bit of jeera. Some curry leaves. A pinch, very little of hing. And I have the cabbage and peas here. I'm not adding extra water because cabbage, the washed water is enough to cook it. Mix that in. I'll add the salt in a while. I'll cover that and let it cook for a while. I'm going to do the tadka for the sambar and rasam. Using coconut oil. Gives a good flavor. Let that heat. Okay, I have the oil heating for the sambar. I'm adding the rye, mustard seeds, a little bit of methi, just a pinch of methi. Let that splutter. And some red chilies. In the meantime, let's stir the cabbage. Because of the heat of the iron kadai, it cooks pretty fast. This is almost done. Curry leaves. And about a quarter spoon of hing. Now we'll do the tadka for the rasam as well. We'll use ghee. One spoon of ghee, maybe a little bit more. Some jeera. Couple of red chilies. Curry leaves. And hing. Mix that well. That goes on top of the rasam. Let's get all of the flavor of the ghee inside that. And I'm switching off the rasam now. Because of the beetroot, it's got a lovely red color. And it's quite thin. It's not thick. So rasam is done. Sambar is done too. And the cabbage is almost done. I'll add salt and I'll add coconut. And I've ground together about 2 tablespoons of coconut with 2 green chilies. So that's going to be added to the cabbage. I've already added salt. I'll mix that in. I switched off the cabbage, it's done. I've kept oil for some papad. It's Sunday, can't do without papad. Oil is getting hot. We'll transfer this to another vessel shortly. So that's cabbage poriyal, beetroot rasam and chauchau sambar done. Oh, and I have the togiyal ready as well. Pirkanga togiyal, this had chana dal, urad dal, red chilies, little bit of tamarind, little bit of jaggery and sauteed ridge gourd, and that's all ground together. Added salt too. Little bit of dhania as well. I'm going to see if this oil is hot now. No, we'll wait for some more time for the oil to heat up and then we'll fry the papads. It's done. Last one to go is the papads. This is Javarishi Vadam that I bought from Khadi in Gopalapuram. Javarishi Vadam. From Khadi. beetroot rasam, peerkanga togel, chow chow sambar. This is with Mylapore Kitchen sambar podi. This is with Mylapore Kitchen's rasam podi and red chili powder. Cabbage and peas poriyal. Gooseberry pickle, that's almost over, and I've eaten most of it. This is Mavade from Mylapore Kitchens and Taira. So that's our Sunday breakfast. Thanks so much for watching.